All right, great. So welcome to the call, everybody. All two of you plus me is three. It's good to see you guys. So no real housekeeping, just an update. The book project going forward nicely. Looks like we're going to be, we are working with Greg, and that's fantastic, and that starts Sunday, and that's exciting.
Yeah, that's Sunday night, right?
Sunday night, yeah, is the first call, and so everything's looking good. A lot of people have acknowledged that they have already paid and everything, so we're on track. We got to get everybody paid up, but that's on us, so we'll handle that. That's all I got. Aaron, you got anything? Any updates, Aaron? No. Okay. All right, Keith. Well, let's just dig in. Is there anything that we can help you with today?
Some one-on-one time today, it looks like.
Yeah.
So I try to come with questions, and I do have two.
Great.
One of them is just a quick, easy. It's actually about the greatest referral challenge ever that you guys put together. I was actually thinking about, as we talked one other time about when people first join, that's like a great time to get referrals from them because they're excited and so forth. I was wanting to kind of get your thoughts on including that in the onboarding process. Like, in the welcome pack they get, there's a little flyer about, as a new member, we want to offer you the greatest referral ever. Maybe change the verbiage a little bit, but offering that to them, like for the first 90 days, they could take advantage of, refer someone right now and get this free month and the free gift card and so on and so forth. And even it would be included in the emails and all that kind of stuff. And then, that's something that I could then pull out also and run it gym wide once or twice a year or something too, for everybody to take advantage of, but certainly to really hit those people when they first come on board.
Yeah. I like the idea, and I think because it's powerful. What Aaron created there was power, and you're referring to the greatest gift ever, the greatest referral
gift
ever. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think what you need to look at if you're going to do that, and frankly, maybe that's something that Aaron, you and I need to look at going forward in terms of maybe adjusting the onboarding campaign. Because the point that I was going to make is what you want to do is make sure that clarity is so important. You don't want anybody to be confused. So if they're getting the onboarding sequence that we've already released to you guys, and then they get this on top of it, they might be confused. So you'd have to rework that onboarding campaign a little bit to incorporate this and just make sure that it's clear. But I don't see any issues with that idea.
Right. Yeah, that was what I thought was, in the current emails, if they mention anything about the referral rewards, you update it with that information, the newer information, or the greatest gift referral reward.
Yeah. It's the greatest gift and referral. It's the longest name ever. Because I think what you're doing is we're building out a campaign called the 30-day referral challenge, and that's coming later. And so you're just conflating the two. But yeah, Aaron's is the greatest referral gift ever, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Aaron, what are your thoughts on that?
So I have a couple. First of all, I think everybody's an individual, and depending on how receptive an individual is during the onboarding process will determine how confidently you can ask them for a referral that quick. Most of the time, they need to feel like they're getting a bit of a result, right?
Sure.
They want to feel like they're actually got something to confidently refer. On the other end, it could be that somebody's come in, they're so excited, and you can sense it, and that they're ready to potentially bring friends with them right now. That it could work. Mm-hmm. I have got a letter that I wrote, a series of letters that I wrote for Iron Tribe years ago. But the headline here is, would you like to know how to get your next 4, 8, or even 12 months membership free? Right. And then the letter goes into how they can get 4, 8, or 12 months free. And so it all comes together seamlessly in terms of, the message is universal. here's how the greatest gift ever, referral gift ever works. Would you like to know how you can get your next month free, 2 months, 3 months free, whatever. And so at the time of the sale, you might just ask them, at that point, Keith, would you be interested in knowing how you can get your next month free? Right. And just broach this up. Well, yeah, I'd be like, well, we're a referral-based business. And if you bring us a client, then we're happy to swap your first month.
Right.
If they join.
Right.
But I think it's a bit of a dicey proposition, only in the sense that you don't want to come across as feeling opportunistic.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You got to come across as feeling genuinely like you're bringing value and you want to help. Right.
Yeah. Well, and so to clarify a little bit, a lot of times people coming in here will be having joined up after doing, like, say, a 6-week challenge. So hopefully they've been here 6 weeks and they've gotten some results,
Yes.
And now they say, yeah, I want to go ahead and sign up for another year. That's where I was coming from. Maybe this would be a great opportunity to, talk to them about the referral, the greatest gift ever referral thing. So.
Right. So,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you're on the ground. You're dealing with your folks all the time, and so you have a much better sense of when that timing is right than we do, because you might, be really impressing people very quickly. They might just fall in love quickly, and if that's what the sense that you're getting, the type of feedback that you're getting, then I think that's the perfect time, because that's when they're in heat. There's no doubt we always want to try and capitalize on those in heat moments. So if you feel like it would be a good fit for you, then I think Aaron and I would endorse that decision 100%.
Okay. I'll give that a little more thought then, because maybe it's one of those that I've got like a packet or something ready to go, and when I am talking with somebody and they're, and it comes up in conversation, that could be a good time to say, hey, look, I've got this for you or whatever. I don't know. So, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's one. So are you considering then presenting this to them in person, or are you considering putting it into the onboarding sequence as we discussed earlier?
Well, that I'm kind of going back and forth now. It may be a better thing to do just in person when I'm having those conversations with them, whether it's just a check-in at some point down the road or whatever. But, it may, like Aaron was saying, if I'm doing it in person, I'm sure it would then hopefully come across as being a lot more genuine, and I'm doing this, to help them. That's the whole design behind the campaign, is helping them make a difference, whether it's a difference for themselves or for somebody else,
No doubt. And just to piggyback on what Aaron said, I think his point is 100% dead on right about the timing. You need to be sure that clients are feeling the love before you present them with that opportunity. But the way that you bring people in, as you said, you've got your front end offer, you put them into a short program, whatever, 4-6 weeks, and then you sign them to your full package. So at that point, they already know, trust you, they love you, they're obviously ready to sign. And we know that there is no better way to sell anything than face-to-face. So that could be the real sweet spot opportunity for you to do exactly, to present that opportunity right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's probably worth at least doing it a couple of times and seeing what the reaction is,
Bingo. That's
Test it out, right? Test it out.
That's the answer is always, people don't like to hear it, but the answer is always test.
Right.
You want to use your best judgment about how you test, but ultimately you want to test. And I'll tell you what would be even better, and this is a little more sophisticated. It's particularly easy to implement, but this is what bigger businesses do, and what we can work towards doing at some point is split test. So half your people get the offer in person, half of them get it on the onboarding sequence, and you just run that for 6 months, and you look at your numbers and you say, which one is the winner?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But
it's just something. I mean, I think it's a great program, and we've already gotten some referrals off of it just doing it as a gym-wide promotion right now. So it's it obviously works. And I mean, I was just trying to think about how I could, again, make it even more effective. I know Fred had talked about kind of running it as an evergreen program, like that's always their referral program. But I thought, to me, I was thinking, maybe if it's done in a certain way, there's a little more, to me, I felt like it might not have a lot of impact if it's just always running in the background. I like it as more of a, here's your, I don't know, just try to get a little more impact behind it, I guess. So
Sure. And no doubt when it's not evergreen, when it's just periodic, it will have a greater impact. There's no doubt about it. So, but here's the thing is that what's great about point of sale stuff is that you're going to hit every single client because they got to go through point of sale before they become a client.
Right.
So, yeah, you have this opportunity to present them with this great offer one-on-one. Nobody else knows about it. None of your other clients know about it, just this guy or this woman. Right. And you do that with each and every one. So then later on, if they do, or even if they don't take you up on it, later on you can run it as a campaign as it was designed once or twice a year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Definitely worth giving that a little more thought. So
yeah. Cool. No, I think that's a great idea, and it's a great campaign. There's no doubt. I mean, Aaron's got the Midas touch, and so when he puts something together, it's going to work. You saw that Sean Eichhorn posted, and I mean, a lot of folks are getting good results from that greatest referral campaign ever. It's pulling. That's good.
Here's the truth. Your referral program is evergreen anyway. I mean, if somebody wants to bring you a client, you're going to honor the referral agreement year round. So that's true. It's evergreen, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, you can have a four walls poster or whatever that's just sitting out there as a constant reminder at all times. But then you have emphasis months where you kind of emphasize the point. Or not, but bottom line is every referral program in the fitness industry is going to be evergreen. It just depends on what the offer is, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Right. That's right. I mean, everybody has technically an evergreen referral program because they're never going to say no to a referral. But what we're doing differently in the referral challenge, and is so important, is stimulating that referral activity. Right. On an evergreen in an evergreen way. So because throughout the year, instead of just being passive about it, we're being active. We're being proactive about stimulating it. So yeah, that what Aaron said is absolutely right. Yeah.
Well, to me, I said something about this last week or whenever it was. I said, it's that kind of creating that culture of referrals, almost that expectation of referrals within your business, rather than being just passively, hey, if you bring somebody in, we'll give you $50 or whatever it is. Yeah. And that's what I love about the program. So
yeah, no, that's exactly right. And that word expectation, that's strong. And that's why we do all those other things to support it with the signage and things like that, and the consistent programming, so that they get it. And they understand that there is somewhat of an expectation, even if it's just sort of an implied expectation. It's that culture.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So my other question I had is about the local by referral thing that you guys are putting together. I know I still have to get you all my bio and all that kind of fun stuff, but in due time that'll be there. But I'm just kind of curious about the inner workings of it a little bit, since we got a little time here today.
Yeah.
So if I've now, let's say I've got my chapter up and running, I've gotten some people through the filters, they're now part of my referral network here in Asheville. How does that work in terms of, if this chiropractor up the road has somebody they want to refer to us, is the idea that because this is all handled online, that they can kind of send them to me through the online portal, or how do the referrals happen? or is it still more face-to-face kind of stuff, or a mixture of both? I'm just curious. So
yeah, no, well, it's going to happen in a lot of different ways, but we're going to certainly leverage the online aspect of it. I know everybody's a little bit curious about this because we haven't released the marketing side of it yet.
Right.
So that
and if I'm getting ahead of things, that's fine. I just was curious since I've already started telling some of my people, some of the business connections I have about just kind of teasing them a little bit. It's like, I'm going to be introducing something really soon. You're going to love it, and then they start asking questions. I'm like, well, I don't know how much to say at this point, but
yeah. No, but that's great that you're teasing it like that and raising awareness of it. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, there will be a lot of ways, but if somebody, for instance, if the chiropractor up the street is sitting talking to a patient that they have and the patient says, well, geez, I need to lose weight. And the chiropractor, well, hey, I've got the perfect person for you. Let me hook you up with Keith and his, at his facility. And so at that point, if it's that type of hot, referral right then and there, the best case thing to do is for, him to get on the phone and call you right away and put you on the phone with this woman. I mean, that would be the best case scenario. But short of that, there's a lot of other things that they could do. They could give the person, one of your business cards, and then also give you the information so that the referrals information so that you can follow up. And so there's a lot of different ways. There won't technically be a portal, although there will be. We're encouraging people to utilize this thing called Hip Chat with your partners, and it's free. It's a messaging service that you and your partners can all use, and it's instantaneous. It's like Facebook Messenger, except it's cleaner. You don't get hit with all the ads and all the other. There's not a whole bunch of nonsense. It's simple to use, and that way they can just pull up their phone and just go, "Hey Keith, this Sheila's sitting in my office right now. She's interested. Blah blah blah. Here's her phone number," and he can tell her, I'm giving Keith your information right now. So it can that instantaneous, and then you could just get on the phone and call her, as soon as she gets out of her appointment.
Wow. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ways, but that's just that's the sort of the real obvious referral when it's somebody that's right there saying, hey, I need this, and your partner's like, well, I've got the solution, and that's perfect. But one of the very sweet things about local by referral is that we're not waiting for those types of situations to occur. We're going to proactively create them through cooperative marketing that you guys do together. And a lot of that will be via Facebook, sending out promotional emails, like your chiropractor could send out an email offering, for instance, your Fuel Your Soul book as a free download to all of his or her patients.
Gotcha.
Once they opt into that, they're essentially raising their hand like, yeah, I'm interested in learning how to get fit. They become a lead. They go into your funnel. And get hit with your autoresponder sequence. And these are all tools that we're going to help you guys and provide for you, or give you some templates that you can customize. So what we want to do is have your partners drive leads to you just as you drive leads to them.
Right.
So there will be that plus the hot in the moment referrals that, like you just mentioned. So we're taking advantage of everything. It's very similar to the referral challenge in that regard, where we're doing evergreen stuff that goes on evergreen, then we're doing campaigns. So here with local by referral, we're going to have evergreen stuff that you and your partners do just to continue to put awareness out there, and then campaigns to drive lots of leads periodically as well. So there will be it ideally will end up being a very strong source of lead flow for you, external lead flow, which is what everybody needs.
Well, like you had said, getting a referral from a member, you can get one here, one there. You get a referral from a business, if it's the right match, it could be 10 a month or something like that, which is ridiculous, So absolutely,
and it can go on consistently, month in and month out, and that's the great thing about partnerships. I mean, these other businesses, they're getting new customers all the time, just like you're getting new customers all the time. So there's this constant flow and opportunity that can be taken advantage of.
Okay.
And beyond that, there's also the whole, all the things that you can do together as a small group of local business owners in terms of the charitable impact. You can do big time charity events where all of you are inviting all your members to one big event.
Right.
Things like that, they get major news coverage. and it just builds your reputation in the marketplace. So all these things you can do together that are very difficult to do on your own become much easier when you're working with a team.
Right. And what is the kind of tentative time frame on this? I mean, is it really just kind of you're waiting to get my information and or
well, to build out your page, we're waiting to get your information. But really, what the holdup is just, I mean, there's not a real holdup, but the constraint right now is Aaron's and my time, and that in terms of building out the things that need to be built out. And so there's a few more pieces that need to be put into place, but certainly within the next 30 days, we're going to be locked and loaded, but probably sooner than that. You know, as soon as you get us your page, we'll have that up. Then you're going to need marketing materials and stuff like that.
Right.
Within 30 days, we'll be locked and loaded, and then we're going to start pushing this thing hard.
Okay. And there's a reason why I asked that. I actually, I'm in the Asheville Chamber of Commerce, and we have a Thursday morning networking group that I'm a part of that's through the chamber. I have invited all the people in that group, which there's like 35 businesses in that group, to come down Thursday, March 23rd and set up booths at my gym for the day to promote their services. And obviously they're going to promote that they're going to be there on their social media, and I'm going to be promoting it. We're going to obviously try to get some press coverage on it as well. It's going to be kind of we're calling it the local highlights expo or something like that. So obviously, you know, if I'm able to give even those businesses a little more information about this referral thing around that time, that's all good. But it's just that's going to be happening on the 23rd of March, so that's right about a month from now. So.
You'll have it before then, for sure. You'll have it before then. So but that's beautiful that you're doing that, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's huge. Here's the one thing you want to start looking for, and that's you want to start vetting these business owners to the best degree you possibly can. When I say that, I mean you already. I would assume you know them already. You've met them, and so they're part of the group. What I would suggest doing is, and the application process will help you vet because it'll get answers to a lot of the questions that you have. But visit their business and just get a feel for it or something, and check them out online, Google them, look at their reviews, things like that. Because what you want, and again, the process, the marketing process, the application stuff will absolutely help facilitate all this and make it easier. But you want to know that people that you're endorsing, businesses that you endorse, you want them to be solid.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. Okay,
cool. So you want to do a little bit of due diligence. Most businesses are good. It's just a matter of you want to try and find the best possible ones who are open to partnering with you.
Right.
But you definitely don't want to let in any sketchy ones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
You'll work your whole career to develop a good relationship and blow it in a mistake like that.
Right.
Yeah, but there's no doubt you definitely need to do due diligence. But it's been my experience that when you do things right in terms of the messaging that you put out and the things that you talk about to your people, and if you do a little bit of due diligence, as I said, visit the business, talk to some of their clients, check them out online. Odds are they're going to be solid people, and if they do screw up, they'll fix it.
Right.
Just like you would. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, a lot of these businesses I've developed a relationship with, meeting with them every Thursday over the last year, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you guys do these businesses, do you guys do any sort of reciprocal referrals, or do they refer you at all right now, or you refer them at all right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the networking group. It's kind of like a BNI without being quite so strict, but the idea is we try to get together and learn as much as we can about each other's business so that we can refer people to each other. And I've definitely gotten referrals out of this group. I actually have some of my members are business owners in that group. So
yeah, that's great.
They end up joining my gym. So,
Nice.
So it's been good.
And that's great. And it's awesome that you have a taste of that. You've experienced it. You've gone out and done it to some degree. And so you recognize the power, and also you're willing to, because that's the first number one most important criteria, is that you've got to be willing to partner.
That's right.
Some people would just want to sit behind a computer. and do all their marketing that way. And, you know, that's okay. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying partnering is the power behind it is it's immense. It's immense.
Oh, I'm totally excited about it. So,
yeah, that's good. What do you guys with your BNI group right now, or not your BNI group, but your chamber group, what do you guys, do you utilize any marketing tools to drive referrals now, or is it just like you just sort of exchange business cards? Is that
it's just, yeah, right now it's literally just word of mouth, or me telling a client about this one business I know about. That's it. So that's why again, the local by referral thing sounding like it's a lot more organized and probably hopefully a lot more user friendly too, you know, in terms of just being able to say, you know, let's shoot you through it this way, basically.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, it will be. You know, like everything else, there's going to be a few bumps in the road as we roll things out, but ultimately it will be very, very much more efficient and a lot less time consuming. You know, that's one of the problems with BNI type groups is every week you got to show up at 7:30 or whenever the meeting is and sit through this nonsense week in and week out. And so there are definitely more efficient ways to do it, and that's what we've worked into local by referral.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, well, good. Well, thank you for your excitement. That gets me and it gets us more excited, and that's, you know, why we're doing this.
Like I said, now I just got to get you all my information. So
yeah,
I'm actually trying to look to see if I've got a video that's that I could give you guys. That's just an about me video. I feel like I've shot one in the past, but now I got to see if I can find it. So,
well, you know,
but if not, I'll get a new one.
Yeah. I would recommend that. I'd recommend that to every business owner, that they have a video very similar to Fred's video that I showed on that page.
Yeah.
It's just simple and short, but it's great because he's in his facility. There's stuff going on. It's got some action shots. It's just short little outtakes of him. So that's real easy to do. It's not like you got to memorize a whole script or anything like that. It requires a little bit of editing, but it's a powerful, who I am type video.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
All right, good. Aaron, anything you want to add to that? Or
I'm just proud as I can be of you, Keith. I mean, I love action takers, and you're doing it, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah, no doubt. It's awesome. It is. And we really appreciate your engagement in the program. I mean, it's just a big deal, you know, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm not as engaged on Facebook as I'd like to be, but that's, you know, I always, when I turn on Facebook, I end up 30 minutes later, I'm like, how the hell am I still on Facebook? And so I sometimes try to avoid it as much as I can because I don't want to get sucked in, but
I hear you.
I still try to engage a little bit.
I hear you. It's the same issue with me. It's like that. It's sort of a necessary evil almost, you know, you gotta kind of use it to some degree, but it can suck you in, and man, it can be distracting as hell. Because some people put some damn good videos and stuff up there, man. It's like, I'll tell you what, I spent 10 minutes this morning watching a video, no intention of doing it, just scrolling through my feed, seeing what's going on, and I come across this guy, never heard of him before, but he's a ranger, a former Army Ranger, and he now works with search and rescue guys, and he's teaching them how to, when a person is completely unconscious, but they need to be moved in the field and you don't have a stretcher or you don't have anybody to help you, you got to move this person yourself. How do you get them up off the ground into a fireman's carry so you can take them away? And he demonstrated this really cool technique where he rolls into the guy and grabs his leg and flips it up over his head, and boom, he pops up with him on his back.
I've seen the video. I got distracted the same way you did.
Yeah. And I'm like, 10 minutes later, I'm like, well, that was really cool, but I just burned 10 minutes of my life. I'll never, well, who knows? Anyway. All right. So, Keith, anything else before we wrap up? Because I got to shut down.
No, I really appreciate the time today. I know you had a short time frame, but it worked good for me because now I've got to get, I got kid stuff going on now. So. All
right. Very good. Very good. Well, thanks again for being on the call. Aaron, you and I need to talk, and I'll definitely reach out so we can chat soon, but I got to get to this meeting. All right. Take care, you guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.